In this video, we're going to talk about how to protect you, your music, and your IP. How to have bulletproof business. A lot of people's music never sees the light of day because they didn't do some simple, easy things that could have been done at the beginning. And some people's music comes out that causes lawsuits and problems in the end. So we're going to talk about how to prevent those. First and foremost, the first thing people should do when they're in the studio, whether you're an artist or a producer, as soon as a record is done, split sheets.
Yeah, but the problem with it is it's good to have first off, when you're an artist, it's good to have a manager, if you can.
Yep.
It's good to have a manager because a lot of times you need them to do that.
Right.
Because
it's uncomfortable for the artist and the producer to talk about it.
It's uncomfortable for the artist and the guys,
However, it's more uncomfortable when you have a hit record and it can't come out, or now you got to sue each other because you didn't fill this out.
Yeah.
So whether it's you or your manager or somebody on your team handling it, it's still imperative to have split sheets, right?
Yeah, you got to.
And what are split sheets for those that don't understand what that means?
A split sheet is the agreement between y'all of who wrote what and how much of it. So usually it's going to be broke down 50% for the track, the beat, and if it's more than one producer that made the beat, they break that 50% down, and the 50% for the lyrics. Everybody who did lyrics on there, everybody in the group. If you did a hook, or if you did that, you did that. And that's how it's broke down.
And then there's difference between that. You got top line, you got melodies, you got lyrics. Then all those people got to break it down. So just to recap what he said so it's clear, when you have a song, it's 50-50. 50% goes to the production, 50% goes to the lyrics and the songwriting.
Yeah.
Right? So the producer, there's one producer, he's getting 50% of the record.
Yeah.
If that's what you agree on, that's pretty standard.
That's standard.
The other 50% will go to the songwriter, however many they are, they decide how they're going to split that up. So what a split sheet does is once everybody agrees, this is how much percentage you should get of this pie, you all sign it and everybody's good. You have no problems with the record being released, then you register the song. The next step would be to register your song once you guys have that split with a pro, a BMI, a ASCAP, a CSAC, one of those type of things, correct?
Yeah, correct. You got to, when you register with the publishing company, they'll monetize the record for you if it's getting played overseas or wherever it's getting played.
In a jukebox.
YouTube, wherever, jukebox.
Streaming.
And they'll collect that money for you. That's super, super important.
And that's how you get paid for your music being played, whether it's in a club or on streaming. You have to have your song registered. Now, have you ever not registered a song and were chasing money years later because you didn't register the song?
Back in the day, because back in the day you was taught that you just had to register it for radio.
Right.
That's kind of, but today,
BDS and media base.
Yeah,
and whatnot.
today you got YouTube, you got all kind of places where you
over
can
200 streaming platforms.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So how about split sheets? Has there ever been a record that didn't come out because whoever was a part of that record, everyone didn't agree, so it couldn't come out?
No, we never had that situation.
Right. But have you ever been a part of somebody, as a producer, has there ever been an issue where a record didn't come out? Because I know that people have used your music and didn't clear it with you first.
Well, yeah, you got that situation, but I thought you were talking about like a record that I personally was on.
Either or.
Yeah, it's records all over the place. They got 36 Mafia samples that they ain't cleared.
Right.
Yeah, I could shut down the whole industry if I wanted to, but yeah, it's tons of those.
So let's talk about clearance. So we talked about publishing in split sheets. We talked about registering your music. Now let's talk about clearing a sample. Because in your case, a lot of people have sampled music that you produced or been a part of.
Yeah.
And they didn't go and clear it, which leaves themselves open for you to sue them in their record label.
Yeah.
Correct. So let's talk about the importance of clearing a sample.
You got to clear it because that's the only way that you can, rightfully use it. It's easier just to get it cleared on the front end than to try to tackle it on the back end because it makes it so much more difficult on the back end when you're trying to clear it.
So what a sample is, for those that don't know, is when you sample a piece of somebody else's work, somebody else's music, and you incorporate it into yours. Now, how would a new artist even go about clearing a sample? I went and I sampled a piece of 3 6 Mafia. Me and my boys made a record on it. We're like, this is crazy, man. If DJ Paul and Juicy J could hear this, they would love it. How do I get this cleared?
It's companies out there that'll do it for you these days.
Yeah.
So you can hire a company that'll do it for you.
So just go online and find companies that clear samples.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so next, walking them through the process of things that could help you keep your business bulletproof. Now, artist clearances. So now you do a collaboration with another artist. right? The next step is to make sure, because you may work with an artist today and they're not signed. You guys do a record, you love it. 6 months down the line, that guy makes a record that blows up, or he gets a record deal, and now you got this record that you didn't clear him on, and now you can't put it out because you didn't clear him before he became the man.
Yeah, and that's a really messed up situation, because at that point he done signed a deal with a label, you know, and they gonna get in the middle and be like, you know, we don't want him on this because whatever reason is, we got a marketing plan put together. So, you know, it really ain't no answer for that. When somebody signed to a major label and they start blowing up, if you ain't already put that record out, you know, you probably kind of screwed on that record, unless he's still your homie and he can talk them into letting them do it.
And there's a difference between clearing a record with an artist, and you can speak to this. The artist might say, yeah, cool, I'm cool with it. Yeah, you could put it out. But if they're signed to a major label, you now have to go get it cleared from the major label as well, because they have an agreement.
Yeah, because they'll tell you whatever they want you to hear to get that money, to get the bag while they're in the studio. Be like, hey, I'm ready to clear it out. Yeah, man, no problem, man, it'll be fine. Be like, ain't you with Atlantic Records though? Be like, yeah, man, but it's fine, man. They listen to whatever I say. Shit.
So what he means by that is, say you're working with an artist that, you know, they're like, here, pay me this much and I'll come through and lay down a verse, or I'll do a song with you. And then you say, oh, this is great. Now you got a full song with a big artist that you want to collaborate with and put a record out. That artist, because you don't know, is signed to a major label, and what you don't know is he can't give you permission to put it out because he has an agreement with that label. That label has to approve that record going out. So you then have to, and more often than not, pay the label to clear that artist to be on your record to release.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Has that ever happened to you, where there was an issue with the clearance? You couldn't put a record out?
Nah.
No?
I've heard about them though.
You want to know why it never happened? Because you had bulletproof business.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And we did everything. Most of it was just us. Right. We was our own features. Our other artists that we had, like, you know, Project Pat and Lil Chad and Lil White and this and that. We did songs here and there with you know, artists like Cash Money, you know, different guys like that, and No Limit and this and that. But all those guys had mostly, for the most part, independent deals. So you know, they could make it happen.
So what are some other things, when you, as a producer or an artist, that you make sure that when you're putting a record out, the steps that you make sure are taken care of so that all of your business is covered and you have no problems with putting the record out or once the record comes out? We talked about the split sheets.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about clearing any samples. We talked about artist clearances.
I would say maybe, so once the song is done, you got all the business taken care of on the song between you and the artist and all that. The next move is getting distribution.
Right.
Distribution is most important, and coming up with the marketing plan.
Right.
The distribution and the marketing plan are the two next steps that you got to do, and obviously a visual.
Right.
You know, if you can get a visual when you're in the studio with that guy, that'll be great. I always try to film something, an in-studio video. Those are always good and helpful, and they're actually more effective than a script written out real video.
Right.
Because it's real life. People want to be as much in your life as they can possibly be. So once you got the visual and the marketing plan put together and the distribution, then now it's time to push the button.
Right. So that's also stuff that you should be making sure that your business is covered with as well. In another video, I will talk to you about distribution. I'll talk to you about marketing. I'll talk to you about visuals and videos and making sure that you have the right assets to promote and market your product. This is about bulletproof business on this one. And DJ Paul does bulletproof business.
There you go.
And now you will too. Get familiar.